Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 12th episode of the podcast series featuring interviews with women who stammer, sharing their inspiring stories with others. I am Vidya Lalgudi Jaishankar. I am an artist and a volunteer in TISA. Uh, Today, our guest is Upasana Nayak, yeah, DevOps lead consultant at a multinational corporation. She holds a bachelor degree in computer science from Biju Patnaik University of Technology, Odisha. She has written articles on TISA website that were authentic and very refreshing to read. Please search on the TISA website. With Upasana Nayak, then you will get few of the articles that she has written. It's very inspiring to read. So, hello Upasana, welcome to our podcast, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Hi.
Hi, hi, Vidya. Thank you so much for inviting me, first of all. And it's really my pleasure to talk to you and share my experience so far, like whatever I have with all of you guys.
Thank you so much. So, my first question is at what age you started stammering, and what was the support system back then, and how it has changed over the years?
Okay, so I am stammerer as long as I remember. So I don't know if it is like from the beginning or I picked up at the age of 3, 4 or something like that. But mother tells me that I started speaking a little late, so I'm sure I picked up from the beginning itself. Um, yeah, so initially I didn't know this is stammering or this is different or this is any sort of not normal. So like everything was okay, and I never faced any discrepancy also in any sort of thing, right? So like frankly speaking, I got to know that this speech impediment is called stammering at a very later stage on my life, when I saw an interview of Ritik Roshan, where he
Hmm.
confessed that he started. So and he also said that I speak like this. So I know that I also speak like that. So this is called stammering. I mean, this is very weird. Now that I am thinking and recollecting that, but yeah, like as I said, I never faced uh, any big discrimination for my stammering till standard 10. Like, but now that I thought and I did some deep dive of my childhood memory, I felt that I may be left out at a certain situation by my family members. I mean, not knowingly for sure, but just thought of protecting me. You know, yeah. But back then, I did not even realize that like they were trying to do something different with me, or they were trying to protecting me. So it was all smooth journey until I left my hometown and went to a new place just after my 10th. Yeah. So, yeah. So till 10th standard, it was all smooth and I was a topper. So everyone liked me. I was the famous girl in my school, in my town. My family was renowned in my small town. So nobody ever asked my name. So they all knew, like,
Okay.
uh, who am I? Right. So yeah. So then I left my sweet uh, comfort zone. Then I figured, oh, this is something. Yeah. That's all it started.
So how did you cope up when you shifted places? Like, how was it, the experience, like when it comes to conversing with strangers? How was your experience in that?
Yeah, so when I uh, when I left my hometown and I went to a new place, I had other challenges than my speech. So I navigated through it.
Mm,
But then when I joined the BTech, which is a 4 year engineering course, then I realized that I had to, you know, give presentation, participate in the seminar. So there I need to speak up a lot more, and only my academic skill will not be sufficient.
mm,
So then I realized, oh, this is not something good for me. And I think starting from engineering, I um I saw myself as a stammerer as such. Um, then I couldn't crack any campus interview. I mean, not because of my stammering. I mean, that time I thought it was because of my stammering, but now when I, you know, thought and deep dive, I mean, I figured that I was not prepared enough.
mm, mm.
But that time I was just blaming everything on my family. You know
Mm,
that
yeah.
she she's different than me, so she could crack it, but I'm not. Like
Uh-uh.
it is just so easy to blame on.
Uh-uh.
Uh, yeah, so I couldn't crack any interview. Then I shifted to Bangalore. Then it was a lot more difficult than
Mm,
I
mm,
thought.
mm, mm.
I mean, I needed to participate in the off campus where there is like thousands of students and they only choose few of them, like 10 or 12. So they did group discussion rounds so that they could filtered a lot more.
Mm, mm.
So yeah, so I was not very good at those things. So then again, I just blamed everything on my stammering. So yeah, but um, then I somehow uh, got to know about TISA. I mean, not somehow. I googled like stammering and cure of stammering and some sort of keyword and all. So I found TISA and like this is a story about 2012. It was like
Mm,
12 years back, and so I contacted the coordinator of TISA Bangalore group, and so so I found them on Friday probably, and they had a weekly meeting on Sunday. So I just jumped in and I attended it like without thinking that, oh my god, I mean they were all strangers. How could I talk to them and all that? So I just joined in. I mean there was nothing to lose for me that then. So yeah. So after that, I slowly uh, during the meeting, I saw that there are so many other people who stammer, and they are all doing well in their career. So I realized that now I need to stop blaming my stammering for everything. I mean, I had the knowledge and talent, like the technical talent and all stuff, but I was not giving my time to, to brush up those things. So I was just so depressed and like I was like just so bad in handling myself that I was just blaming everything on
mm, mm, mm.
stammering. So after I joined TISA, I stopped blaming it on my stammering. So then I started to focus on my technical skills, and I got a job within a month, I guess. So yeah, so this was a journey, like to get a job. Then after that, like it was it was like a wave.
Mm-mm.
So I mean, I also did um, participate in a therapy that
Mm-mm.
did not help me. But again, I mean, I did not blame it on anything, but I did all these things to, fix me. But ultimately, because of TISA, I knew that it was not something to fix.
Yeah.
Right? So after I got into the professional life, I figured I learned to sell it through. And yeah, so this is a work in progress. So
Yeah,
yeah.
always. So, in the I mean article that you wrote, Fear Change to Fear, there you reflect on those fears that you have, and you acknowledge those fears, and then by doing so, you started to overcome those fears. So, can you explain the thought process which actually uh, pushed you towards the direction? Like, I mean, I have to confront my fears in order to overcome it. So what made you to think in that way? Yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote that article like 12 years back. So my thinking is different than, so it is like a 10, 12 years gap. So I may not think in the same way now. So
Mm-mm.
so whatever answer I will give now, it will not be authentic to that thought
Mm.
process for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Like so many things have changed after that. I mean,
Mm-mm.
like I changed completely. But
Yeah.
what I can tell you is, as I wrote in the article, right? I was blaming. I mean, it was not in the article for sure, but the thing is, I was getting feared because I was blaming everything on Sam. That
Mm-hmm.
if I speak up, if I ask question, if I face any stranger, if I talk something, I will stammer. So then I realized that my life will go on. So if I will not do these things, still my life will go on. So I need to accept at some point that even if I stammer, I have the courage to do things which I want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, so TISA gave me that confidence that um, even if I'm not perfect, I don't want to be perfect. The first thing. Second thing, because of my be, because I think I'm not perfect, there is nothing to stop me to try.
Mm.
And frankly speaking, what I think is my drawback, front person may not think in that way. He or
Yeah.
she thinks that is my strength. And
Yeah.
I figured this, I learned this throughout the years. I mean, that's why I told that after that, like so many things have changed. So my perspective on me, on my stammering, on my speech has changed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I was about to ask this question later on, like, what is your relationship with your stammer? Like, how the relationship has progressed.
So as I told you, so right now I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter-in-law, I'm a daughter, I'm a professional lead, I have a uh, house to manage. So right now I have so many things to do. And frankly speaking, I do not have time to think about my family.
Mm.
So if I call with my client
Mm.
for a 30 minutes, I cannot waste my time thinking, oh no, I will stammer, what I will do. So right now I'm in that headspace that I need to, you know, do well in my client call so that I will manage to finish everything in that 30 minutes so that I can jump into the next thing. Right.
Yeah.
So right now my headspace is not about stammering or no, what I will do if I stuck.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, so I see myself as so many things now. So
Mm-mm.
if you ask me as a mother, do I get worried that my son will pick up stammering for me? Of course I will. Of course I do fear, right? I mean, I had gone through some difficult times in my childhood, so I don't want um, my son to go through the same. So if I ask as a professional the same question of is my stammering worried me? I will say no. I don't think as a drawback, but to a mother, I think
Mm.
sometimes. So yeah, so sorry, I just forgot your question.
No,
I'm
I
so
was
sorry.
asking about your relationship with stammer as such. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it will it almost always progress. Like, you know, it will be like an monster in your childhood, and then later it become your friend or something like that. Yeah.
yeah. So now stammering is my shadow. It will never go away. Stammering is like a shadow to me. It will never go away. Even if I'm in a dark light, it will definitely not go away. It will just be inside me.
Yeah. Nice.
So, so yeah. So that is it. I mean, as long as I will live, it will be with me. So now I completely surrender. But yeah, but of course, like having said that, there is there are still some situations where I feel I could manage better. You know, I
Mm-mm-mm.
could have done well in an interview, in a call. Like there
Yeah.
is that small thought will always be there that I could have done well, even if like there are some good days, there are some bad days for sure, and I do not worry much about my bad days, but there are still days where I thought that I could have done well.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it doesn't stop me from doing the same thing again.
Yeah.
If I would get a chance, I probably do the same thing in the same way, right? So yeah,
Initially, even for myself, like if I if I want to have kids, my first worry is about that, whether my child will get it. So how do you come out of that worry? Because it's so present, that it's there, like, right? Like, what do you tell to yourself to come out of it, or how can you ask support from your partner and family, I mean relatives, to, you know, help you with that?
yeah. So this is a very nice question. So actually, my father summers a little, and uh, one of my aunt also summers a little. So I always thought that I got it from there, or it is in my gene. So even if there is no scientifically proven that it is a hereditary, but I still thought. I mean, that thought is still in my mind, right? So before I thought of planning all these uh, things, I talked to few other women who stammers and who are already, have kids. So they told me that even if their kids do not stammer, but they do sometimes tell her that, oh no, see how you are speaking. So they sometimes do make fun of them.
Mm-mm.
So, um, so now there are two things. Either my kid will get stammering from me, or he or she will make fun of me.
Mm-mm.
So I discussed with my partner back then, and we figured if he will or she will get stammer, we will deal with it. I mean, it is not in our control, so we will deal with that role. And we need to make sure that we will raise our kid in a proper way so that he will not make fun of me, or if he or she will make fun. I mean, making fun is a natural process, right? I mean, during their childhood, we do make fun of few things which we think is not normal, and then slowly they learn, they understand, right? So we made an agreement that we will make them understand this is something, uh, my speech is, so you need to deal with it. And also, I think in the hindsight, I just realized it now that I choose to stay with my in-laws
Mm.
after my delivery, so that my kid will get enough people around him to learn the speech from.
Mm-mm.
So he will not get the speech only from me. I
Mm-mm.
mean, generally mothers do spend a lot of time with their kids, so they are so mother is the first teacher of a child, right? But I made sure that my son will spend time with everyone else, not only with me, so that he will understand the speech. So even if I rarely stammer with my son, but I do stammer. I mean, it is not something I will hide it, right? It, I stammer, but I made sure that I choose to stay with my in-laws so that he will get exposure of the speech from everyone else.
Mm-mm.
And also the next thing I choose, or like I choose that, like, by thinking that I will only teach him the mother tongue until he gets fluent into it. I mean, he just speaks everything in the mother tongue. So I did not expose him to Hindi or English until he goes to school, of course. But yeah, but that I made sure I did that.
Mm.
So yeah, so these two things. So the first thing I did not do by thinking, but that did help me.
Mm.
And the second thing I did it like in a proper planning way, that I will not play Hindi channel, or I will not play Hindi song, so that he will focus only on the mother tongue, and he will learn how to speak.
Mm-mm.
Then of course he will learn other language, but first he needs to learn how to speak fluently. So yeah, that is it was all about my parenting so far. And I mean, so so till now, I sometimes I feel that he may get stammering from me, but it's okay. I mean, that fear is not a lot.
When we get the correct support system, and when we be more and more aware of the situation and aware of the condition, we tend to have less fear over it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And when you, I mean, you are a DevOps lead consultant. So there are a lot of times that you have to, as you said, in a very specific time, you have to talk a lot and make your point in your presentation or with the client, etc. So in that case, how do you, advocate yourself? Because there are, as you said, there are a lot of bad days and there are a lot of good days. So how do you handle that? How do you make yourself comfortable in those situations? Yeah.
So good days are fine. I just, rock it. But during the bad days, I try to prep more before the presentation because I know that this is a phase where I stammer more. So for me, stammering is a phase. There are some there are 15 days or so I stammer less. The next 15 days or so I stammer more.
Okay.
So now it is changed from 15 days to months, and so now it's been like I stammer less for 3 months, then I stammer more for 15 days. Now the phase cycle has changed, but it is still there. So during my bad day, I prepped a lot. So I made sure that I make points. I practiced them in front of the mirror sometimes if I get time, and I made sure that I frame the important sentence beforehand. I will not get fumbled in my mind. So there are two things, right? If there are so many thoughts coming into the mind at the same time, we tend to stammer more. I mean, at least it is the thing for me. If I think so many things at the same time, I tend to stammer more. I mean, I like not the stammer more, but I felt it difficult to manage my stammering. So if the sentence is uh, ready in my mind, then I know that I can tell in this way. And yeah, and so I used to tell that I stammered before before the discussion only. But lately I stopped doing this because um, I figured that when I tell in the beginning, right, they may or may not judge, and so even if they tell, yeah, it's okay, it's fine, but it would be there in their mind.
Yeah.
So if I start speaking and everything is fine, and until the point I get stuck, just after that I tell that I'm sorry, I stammer sometimes, so please don't mind if I tell the same
Yeah.
letter repeatedly. Then they are like fine because
Just to slip
already,
in the information.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this helped me because there was already an image built of me in their mind. So my stammering will not change that now.
Yeah. Nice point. Yeah.
So this I learned over the years. I mean, uh, in the beginning of my career, I used to tell that I stammer during my introduction only, right? But now I stopped doing that. So yeah, so so I practiced a lot. I prepped a lot. I make the important point, and I make sure that the important points are fitting in a proper sentence, so that at least those will be conveyed properly. Is like during my bad days.
That's a very good tip, honestly. Like,
I mean,
to give, yeah.
these things, these things will come with experience. I mean, I may not learn this in the beginning of my career. This will come with the experience, with the
Mm.
mistakes I did, with the learning, with the suggestion I get from the people. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, and also it depends on it goes in parallel with the self-acceptance journey also, because in the beginning we had uh, difficulty in accepting our stammer. So at that time, we have to confront or like to tell people like, yeah, we stammer, because we ourselves unconsciously put that in front than telling them who we are as a person or as a professional candidate. So I think like over the years, when you start accepting stammer, automatically the stammer is just a part of it. So when it's just like a reflection between these two things. I feel that way. Like that's why it takes time to come to that uh, situation. I mean, come to that state of mind uh, to do what you did. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
So my next question is like, if you have a chance to talk to your younger self, what message would you like to tell her?
Hmm. I think I would tell that try harder. Uh, Focus on your strength, then your weakness, and yeah, try harder. Like practice a lot, uh, and if still the result is not in your way, then take a chill and sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do not worry much,
Mm.
because like just try to control things which you can control, and just leave the rest of it. If it will happen, if it happens, it will happen. If it's not, it's not. So yeah.
Yeah. And one small question which I actually left out. One is like, do you think female role model is is needed? Like, not is needed. Like, what when I grew up, I couldn't find another woman who stammer, let alone a person who stammer. But I couldn't find a woman who stammer. So if I had seen that person, or like if I had come to know about that person, even in a comic book or anywhere, it would have definitely helped me in some way to build up my confidence. Look, do you think it is important to have female role models when for young people who stammer? And also, uh, did you have any when you were young?
Yeah, so I do feel role models play a good role in any part of your life. So if I'm doing something and I got to know about someone who already did that, then I can show, and if I can reach out to them, I will reach out to them for tips, right? So for the stammering perspective, I feel, and for me, when I talk to another woman who stammers, um, initially, it did help me to understand that I'm not the one uh, who face and think that oh God, why you gave this to me. And I see them that they are also they are also feeling the same way, that like, I mean, they've also felt that you know why them, but still they sail through it. They learned how to manage, how to handle, how to accept um, yourself.
Mm.
And yeah, so yeah, to answer your question, it did help for me, and I think it will help, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, especially in adolescent times. I mean, age where you're so self-conscious about yourself. At the time, if I had known a female role model, like it would have been an amazing
Yeah,
thing to have.
yeah, correct. And now, because of this whole social media and all, it is very easy to get access, right? So
Mm-mm.
now you are doing podcasts, and it will be on YouTube, and people can search stammering and get these things, and they will get the info.
Mm-mm.
So now it is a lot easier.
Mm-mm.
So even if the 12-year-old girl who stammers, they can also search, and at least they can listen to these things.
Mm-mm.
Back then, it was not easier. Uh,
Mm-mm.
so I got to know about another woman who stammer after I joined TISA,
Mm-mm.
right? So I was already 22, 23 years old. Mm, But after that also, it helped me a lot. So if I could get to know before that, I'm sure it would help me a lot better,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So yeah, my questions are over. So I would like to uh, request all the audiences to uh, come to the dais and ask questions or share your comments, please.
Ma'am, how can I manage stammering in that situation, and how control the blockage?
How to control the blockage?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah. So I do some stuff. I mean, stuff as in, so when I give presentation, I do, wave my hand. So the way I speak, I try to move my hand around it. So this will help me to stay calm. So sometimes, sometimes what happens is, when I know that I have an important presentation to do, subconsciously I get stressed, and I tried so many things, but nothing could really help me. Like, deep breathing, slow speaking. So nothing could help me a lot. So what I learned over my experience, that I tend to move my hand and do like this, so that my speech will come instead of getting stuck. It will just come through it. And also, so I noticed about my stammering that when I get stuck in a word, I got to know it beforehand. I mean, mm, how can I put it? So suppose I get stuck in my name, Upasana. Just a fraction of second before, I will get to know it. So I stuck. Like, I still stuck, but I take a pause at the same time. So I stuck for a fraction of second. I take a pause and I repeat. Right. So, and when I try to speak Upasana in second time, it would be more smooth. So, um, so stammering is different from me to you. So, what I learned that you need to know your stammering. So initially, I thought that I stammer in vowel more and less in consonant. But in this stage of my life, I stammer at consonant more than vowel. So for me at least, stammering also changed with me. So I need to know my speech. I need to understand my speech, and I need to. I mean, for you, like, for some people, it will be perceived as big talk. Like, if I would be around, 22 and 3, I still think, yeah, he or she is managing it well, so they are telling this. But you need to understand your stammering. And another thing I noticed that there was a phase of me where I used to uh, fill with the filling word, like, I mean, oh yeah. So because of that, I tend to stammer more because I know that those are my go-to words. I can just fill in wherever I feel or think I get stuck. That helped me for some time, but after it, they they did not. I mean, I get more stuck if I use those words. So now I'm in a phase that I'm trying to leave those feeling ones. I mean, I still use them sometimes, but I do consciously try not to use them. Yeah. So if you get stuck, just take a pause and start again. Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
and yeah, and just
Thank you, ma'am.
know your stammering. I mean, just understand your stammering, because frankly, it will help you manage it a lot better. And do not go for fluency. I will tell you a story. So, mm, as I told, right, there will be a good phase, there will be a bad phase. So, after the good phase, I feel more good that, oh no, I achieved the fluency, I never stammered, those things. So, during my bad phase, I try to speak a lot just to show off that, I can speak. But I end up with stammering. So do not try to impress other people. I mean, at least for me, I'm still working on it. So just understand your speech, your stammering, and do not try to impress other person by your fluency. Just just talk. You know, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love the point that you said, like, do not impress others with your fluency. That's
Yeah.
so valid. So valid. Yeah.
Even I also do that sometimes, but as I said, this is work in progress.
Yeah.
I know that this is nothing I should do, but it is happening. So I need to work harder
Yeah.
to get that.
Yeah. So Subhajit, you have any other questions? I want to share any comments.
No, ma'am. It's okay.
Okay. So others, if you want to share a comments and ask any questions. Are there any other questions?
Hi, ma'am. I'm Siddharth.
Hi, Siddharth.
I
Hi. I have one question. I do stammer, okay. The thing is, I do stammer when I'm speaking with the strangers first, okay. My heart will run, like, will beat a lot. And if I speak with my friends, there's like, no such stammer I can say. It's completely fluent. And see, if this online platform is much suitable for me. While I'm speaking with in person, I will stammer like on the initial stage only. With while speaking to a new person, I will completely block. I'll get the block. I could not say anything, any utter a word. Okay. So once I initiate the stage of the means I initiate the first stage with stammering. Sorry, with speaking with a person for the first time. I'll get okay. everything will be okay. But the initial stage, my heart will beat a lot and the block will come. So how to handle that situation? Like I will be very anxious. Okay. So even though see, I have a lot of that much stammering I had, but now it's okay. But even though in the initial stage with the speaking with strangers at first, I will do stammer. I get anxious. I don't know. Even if I think I'm confident, but I still get the blocks. So how to handle that situation?
Yeah, it is a good question. I mean, I can totally relate to the thing that your heart goes pumped, it just beat a lot. So, I mean, this happens. Like, this happens with everyone, not only with stammerers, but when we talk to a new people and we do not know them, they do not know us. So it is obvious to have the heart rate high. And for us, because the heart rates are high, we tend to stammer more. Um, I do not know how to like what to advise you, but I can say that you can practice mirror talking and just pretend that you are talking to that person. If it is a planned discussion and you will know that you will be going to meet that person, then just stand in front of the mirror and pretend that the reflection is that person and try to have the same conversation again and again and again. Like say, hi, my name is this, I do that. Just try to have the conversation again and again. I am not sure after doing that you will be okay, but at least you will have those conversations in your mind that you are going to speak this, and slowly you may be able to handle the situation better. And the process is a long one. Do not expect to have the outcome by one night.
And I would suggest one thing is that when you have a conversation, when you first start having conversation with a stranger, just force yourself to concentrate on the people that you are talking. Just be present about the surroundings. So that will make you shift the brain from thinking about how you are going to talk rather than I mean, yeah, it will make you shift your focus on something else rather than the stammering. For me, it has helped. So yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. But see, while talking to the stranger, see, while we are while we stuck, we can see one smile in their face. So that will completely distract our confidence. Yeah, that's my problem actually. It's a small smile from their, yeah. So
Completely
Yeah,
don't
understand.
know.
Yeah.
so I can completely relate to you. And sometimes my extended families also smile on me, when I mean, even if they know I stammer, but still they smile. I mean, yeah, but
Mhm.
this is a part of like you need to accept it. There is no other way. You cannot change the smile. I mean, do not aim for changing the smile. Aim for a patient speaker. That's it. Accept that you stammer and accept that you can talk. Do not accept and aim for fluency, so that smile will go away. You know,
Yeah.
this is a very wrong thing we do. I mean, I also do sometimes think, that if I would be fluent, that person would not be smiled in that way. But it's okay. We do humans, we do think of some expectation and all stuff. But our process should aim for that we should manage our speech and not expect the fluency.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am. And one more thing, the exercises like this breathing exercises and all, it will uh, really, it will have an effect or not for our stammering, to improve stammering. Sorry, to eliminate, yeah, improve speaking. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Does this actually
there,
work?
see, I told you, right? Not aim for eliminating the stammering because you may or may not be able to do it. So aim for um
You're
and
blocking your audio was blocked earlier. Can you repeat the last sentence again?
yeah, sure. So I was saying that do not aim eliminating things because there is a chance that if you do, you will end up with disappointment. That you aim eliminate stammering, you are like do that, right? So aim for managing your like how to manage the so that big block. Uh, Managing your breathing do help. I mean, do the breathing exercise. It it will not be helpful to eliminate your stammering for sure because like, I do not know your stammering, so I will not be able to catch it. But breathing will help.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Siddharth.
I'm actually looking forward to attend many meetings in this. So this is my first meeting. Okay. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah. So
Okay.
I want,
Welcome.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to be an active member on in this TISA group. So one Mr. Guy named Shanos Gaffer is a Keralite. He actually searched like ma'am. Okay, just some keywords and all. So I actually ended up in this TISA group. He was in the coordinator of Kerala TISA. I'm from Kerala actually. So okay, Kerala group coordinator. So he helped me a lot in this. His name is Shanos Gaffer. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah,
I mean, he's
actually,
there in TISA. Is he
yes,
there
yes,
at Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he helped me a lot, and he made me to join this TISA group. Yeah. I'm looking forward to attend many meetings and get to know many information and knowledge about this family.
Thank you so much. Welcome
Yeah.
to our TISA community. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have any other questions from the audience? Okay. So I think we are now towards the end of the podcast. So I would first like to thank you, Upasana, for agreeing to do this podcast in your busy schedule. I know you are handling so many things at the same time, and giving your time and effort for this. Thank you so much. And your journey is very inspiring for others to look at and to learn from it. And thanks again for coming, and thanks to all the audiences for patiently waiting till the end of the podcast. And thank you for asking questions and making this a wonderful podcast. Thank you.
So much with me. So like I this is something the first kind of thing I did. I really, I mean, frankly speaking, I did not speak about my stammering since years, but yeah, it felt good dive within ourselves and the thought on the table. I if my journey is inspiring at all. I think that every stammerer goes through similar phases. I mean, they are like stammerer journeys are more or less similar.
Yeah.
All about life, right?
Yeah.
That is a thing for us, but so it
Yeah, but you're everybody, as you said, follows the same journey, but in that journey, what we learn individually, when we share with others, it gets, it's so much inspiring. And to know like we have similar experiences, it's kind of a motivating factor for others also to try harder and to be at peace with ourselves. Yeah. Thank you so much.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
For doing this, I'm just you for doing this. I mean, like, this is the thought of podcast, and nobody is right, just listening stories, and this is a very good way to sharing this in the world. Thank you for doing.
Thank you so much. Thanks to Sachin sir for this opportunity, for giving me this opportunity. Thanks for encouraging me to do it. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.